What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. Hope you guys are doing well. I watched the RNC yesterday, and people are still mad. Real quick before I get into this, people are mad at Amber Rose. I've seen some stuff today, and I want to do a quick follow-up on my video yesterday. Matt Walsh in particular, he's leading the way. You know, some Republicans, very, very, very conservative people don't like her. Becoming part of the Republican, quote-unquote, Republican Party, the old neocon party. And then you have Democrats definitely don't want Republicans swimming in the pool of their constituent, potential, and loyal voters that have voted for them before. I'm gonna say it like this, real quick. Amber Rose is gonna be a problem for a lot of Democrats, some Republicans too. My thoughts on that real quick is this. If you are a Republican, and you really love this country, not Republican first, it's all about the country first, not your party, but your country, again, you should welcome Amber Rose with open arms. Because if Jesus can forgive people for their sins, so can you. And I'm gonna get into that a little later about forgiving people. Forgiving and trusting is a completely different thing. I do trust where Amber Rose is coming from. And then Democrats that are mad at Amber Rose, what are you mad about? I thought democracy was on the table. I thought democracy was on the line. Why do Democrats get so mad when people on their side come over to the America First side? Why? Because they don't care about democracy. We already know that. That's my 2 cents on that. But real quick, Viveks Ramaswamy absolutely killed his speech yesterday.
What does it mean to be an American in the year 2024? It means we believe in the ideals of 1776. It means we believe in merit. That you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. It means we believe in the rule of law. And I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country. That means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law. That is why we will seal the southern border on day one. Thank you.
Yeah, that guy is very, very talented. And then also Ron DeSantis spoke.
Joe Biden has failed this nation. As a veteran, I was appalled when 13 of our service members were killed in Afghanistan due to Joe Biden's dereliction of duty. As a citizen, as a husband, and as a father, I am alarmed that the current president of the United States lacks the capability to discharge the duties of his office. Our enemies do not confine their designs to between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. We need a commander-in-chief who can lead 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. America cannot afford 4 more years of a weekend at Bernie's presidency.
Pretty good job. And then we had Nikki, the neocon Haley, speaking.
My fellow Republicans, President Trump asked me to speak to this convention in the name of unity. It was a gracious invitation, and I was happy to accept.
Is it just me, or does she sound like a nursery school teacher or something? She talks like...
I'll start by making one thing perfectly clear. Donald Trump has my strong endorsement, period.
Anyways, here's what I think. Viveks Ramaswamy will be president one day. I believe he'll be J.D. Vance's, in my opinion, I think he'll be his vice president. I think J.D. Vance will be president. And I'm so glad Donald Trump picked J.D. Vance because for right now, the short term, I do believe J.D. Vance is a better pick for vice president right now in 2024 than Vivek Ramaswamy. I changed my mind on that. And also with his demise coming so close, you know, somebody trying to kill him, that's just on the table now. So we want an America First guy who's a young guy, 39, he'll be 40 in August. I believe Vivek Ramaswamy is going to be 39 in August. So I think they're like a year apart, him and JD. I like the ticket. I think if something did happen to Trump, unfortunately, because I still think that's on the table. If something happened to Trump between now and the election, I believe JD, everybody will get behind JD. And I believe JD would pick a pretty good vice president. I think he would probably pick Vivek. I'm praying to God that doesn't happen. I hope Trump goes unscathed his whole 4 years, and then JD becomes president, has his VP, and then has Vivek as his VP, and then Vance and Vivek for 8 years, and then Vivek can take over after that. And that's my dream. Talking about Jesus forgiving, right? I do forgive Ron DeSantis for what he did to Trump during the election cycle. I understand that it's very, very competitive and stuff like that. I mean, look what Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio did with Donald Trump. I mean, they went at it.
By the way, Marco is exactly right that a federal court found Donald guilty of being part of a conspiracy to hire people illegally and entered a $1 million judgment against him.
I got along with everybody. You get along with nobody. You don't have one Republican. You don't have one Republican senator, and you work with them every day of your life, although you skipped a lot of time. These are minor details. But you don't have one Republican senator backing you, not one. You don't have the endorsement of one Republican senator, and you work with these people.
Senator Cruz.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
False. You said the government should pay for everyone's health care.
That's false.
You've never said that.
No, I never. I said it worked in a couple of countries, but
you've never stood on this debate stage and says it works great in Canada and Scotland, and we should do it here. Did you say if you want people to die on the streets, if you don't support socialized health care, you have no heart?
I will not let people die on the streets if I'm president.
Have you said you're a liberal on health care?
Excuse me, let me talk.
Talk away. Explain your plan, please.
My plan is very simple. I will not. We're going to have private health care. But I will not allow people to die on the sidewalks and the streets of our country if I'm president. You may let it, and you may be fine with it.
So does the government pay for everyone's health care?
We are going to take those people, and they're going to
answer the question.
Excuse me. We are going to take those people, and those people are going to be serviced by doctors and hospitals. And we're going to make great deals on it, but we're not going to let them die in the street. He can't do it for the obvious reason, and he can't do it because he doesn't know how to tell the truth. Other than that, I rest my case.
This is the typical thing he does.
You've been funding liberal Democratic politicians, and by the way,
I funded you.
I funded him. You're welcome to have the check back.
I funded this guy.
Because let's be clear.
Him a check.
Yeah, you gave me $5,000.
Go ahead.
Donald, you can get back on your meds
now. A lot of
now.
fun up here tonight, I have to tell you. Thank you for the book.
Donald, relax.
Go ahead. I'm relaxed. You're the basket case. Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't get nervous.
It's a little different with Ron DeSantis because I don't believe Ron DeSantis should even had ran against Trump, and I don't trust him fully. And also, Donald Trump, he got him elected as governor. I thought that was very disloyal on him from a loyalty standpoint, I believe. I always trust people's incentives, and I do believe Ron DeSantis' incentives are 50 to 60% aligned with Donald Trump's as far as making the country better and stuff like that. But I do believe he's very self-interested, just like they all are. You got to be some type of narcissist to be in politics.
First of all, he's talking about the polls. I'm beating him awfully badly in the polls.
But you're not beating Hillary.
So you're not beating Hillary. Well, then if I can't beat her, you're really going to get killed, aren't you?
Again, Ron DeSantis almost committed political suicide going against Trump and saying the things that he said. And now I have to ask myself, did he really think that way? Did he change his mind, or did he really think that way? That's the question I ask. I do forgive Ron DeSantis, but I don't fully trust him. Now, as far as Nikki the neocon Haley, I trust her 0%. I do forgive her for what she did, and I'm glad that she came to the RNC. I was back and forth on it. Again, I don't trust her at all, 0%. But again, just like Jesus, we do forgive for their sins. But do I believe she has the best intentions? No. I don't trust that woman as far as I can throw her. I think she's an evil person, but she will help Donald Trump get elected. And you guys know the term, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Nikki Haley is an enemy. She's not a good person. That's just my personal opinion on her. I don't think she's good at all for Donald Trump at all, except to get him votes and get the party unified and things like that. But I think her interests are definitely not aligned with Donald Trump. I think she's a neocon. And I think as soon as Donald Trump turns his back, I believe Nikki Haley will be there to stick him right in the back. So yeah, so I'm glad we're unified now. The America First Party, not the Republican Party, because there's still an establishment wing of that party. And I think as every 2 years and 4 years and 6 years goes along, we'll get rid of the establishment swamp creatures because people are starting to wake up now. But Vivek said it best on Megyn Kelly's show when he said this.
Van Jones was saying, I don't think black people want to be patronized like Vivek did. So any outreach by a Republican to black voters saying, you know what, because you had a great part in your speech about that, that's patronizing, that you're not allowed to do. It's better just to remain silent and not seek their vote, you see.
Yeah, and so I think that AOC was reacting to my speech last night as well. She was rather frenetic about it. I think part of what's going on is the thing they're upset about is not actually Republican policies, because I think there's not a lot to be upset about. They're upset we're picking off their voters. That's actually what's going on. Don't fish in our pond. There's a little bit of territorialism. We own these people. And I don't mean that in a loaded sense. I mean it in an accurate sense. They view this as our pond. The Democrats view it. Don't come over and invade our pond. What actually, the way we look at it is every American ought to be persuaded based on the merits of what you're offering them. And a lot of black voters, a lot of Hispanic voters, a lot of gay voters are actually saying, you know what, the Republican Party isn't the one that it was portrayed to be, and in some sense isn't the one that it was 20 years ago.
And he said it. The Democrats don't care about the policies. All the Democrats care about is you're getting in their pool of voters. And that's why they have to lie. They don't have anything to run on. They don't run on policies. They don't run on how good their candidate is. Either they have to lie about Donald Trump, fear-monger you, and that's what the Democrats do, guys. They lie. They talk to left-wingers, uninformed people, people that are not critical thinkers. They talk about conspiracy theories all the time. I believe conspiracy theorists, like Candace Owens always says, that's really critical thinking. I really believe in that. And if you don't watch Candace Owens, guys, you guys got to check her out. She is probably the #1 common sense person out here on YouTube. I'm serious.
The claim is that Brigitte Macron lived as a man named Jean-Michel, or John Michael, for 30 years before becoming Brigitte. Number 2, Brigitte Macron claims that Jean-Michel is her brother. Problem is that her brother's missing. A person named Jean-Michel existed for about 30 years and then just stopped existing. Suddenly, Brigitte Macron arrived and existed. Number 3, there are no photos of Brigitte Macron in the first 30 years of her living. The press has tried to pass off a photo of her daughter in a desperate attempt to pretend that Brigitte existed as a child. Number 4, the international press could not locate her alleged ex-husband that she allegedly had 3 children with. They similarly tried to pass off a fake picture of him as evidence that he existed. And that turned out to be a faculty photo from the school that Brigitte taught at. Brings us to number 5. If these claims are true, that would mean that Brigitte Macron is actually 78 years old, 8 years older than she claims to be.
That woman is so freaking brave, man. But anyways, I'm glad we're standing together as a unit and as one. And what I mean by one, I'm not talking about Republicans or anything like that. I'm talking about America First citizens, people that love the country, people that love the government that's of us, for us, and by us. That's what the government is. It's not supposed to be 4 branches of government. It's only 3 branches of government, like Vivek Ramaswamy said.
It means the people who we elect to run the government ought to be the ones who actually run the government, not unelected bureaucrats in the deep state. These are not black ideas or white ideas. They are not even Democrat ideas or Republican ideas. They are American ideas that we fought a revolution to secure.
Vivek Ramaswamy absolutely killed that speech, man. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, we got to stick together. We got to stand together. We got to defeat this woke nonsense with common sense. We got to defeat this evilness with good. And we have to wake people up by being brave, telling them the truth, showing them that they've been lied to, and always knowing and believing that God has your back. There's a higher power out here. And even though sometimes it feels like evil's winning, trust me, in the end, truth and God will always win. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless the United States of America. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.